Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm gonna be telling you how many times I got in detention for dumb things or people just bothering the crap out of me for stupid things they have said and haven't done. So maybe to most of y'all this would be like, oh yeah, so technically you got in detention because of your own action. Technically yes, but technically no. Technically people want to bother me, so I'm gonna fight back. Now this all takes place in fourth grade, when everything starts kicking off for me, getting like bullied, the typical like bullying, all that. But like my friend Nicholas, always always was a good person to me. He would never hold a grudge against me all the time. Or like in first grade, second grade, or third, he never hold that much of a grudge. But in fourth, that all changed because I'm pretty sure I did something. I can't remember what it was, but he got so mad. I was like, well, chill it off, man. And like, then he started grabbing my shirt. So I was like, well, I know where this is going. Now, I didn't really want to pick a fight because I knew I didn't really want to be the show of attention. People gonna say, because you got kids being like, fight, fight, fight. Like, that's not my saying. That's never been my saying. Now, in reality, though, I had to step up for myself. I couldn't let myself beat up right here and now. So of course I know I was gonna get detention, but did I care? No. Now let's move on to how this all started. I don't know what I did, but I was just trying to mind my own business at the time in the cafeteria, finish my food, figured we're going back to class. So yeah, I was pretty sure I like pushed him over a little bit on accident, but like he took that as a grudge. Like, I don't know how hard I did it, but I'm not that strong of a person at all. I'm just your typical average kid that barely does anything. But mostly, he was so mad at me because I did purposely do something to make him angry. And I'm like, well, man, I don't know. Maybe ask somebody else. I'm not the reason behind why you're mad. Now, he wouldn't stop bothering me, so I was like, dude, back off. And you know where this is going. Well, you started it, and now, of course, he's gonna throw some meat and sauce in there. Of course he is. Like, anyone's gonna trash talking. Now, am I the one to trash talk? No, cause really, if you trash talk, you're just gonna seem like you're just hyping up yourself, acting like you're better. But me, I was just trying to stay off of the bad side. Now, anything I mostly this got my teacher's attention really fast. Sorry for skipping that. I was saying attention really fast. And so she's like, what's going on? I'm like, well, he did something, blah, yada, yada. He did this, he did that. You know, typical. And then she should be like, I'm going to send y'all to detention, but y'all got to talk it out. Mean it. But in reality, me and him never talked it out. But like over a couple of months in fourth grade, we talked it out. We were like, fine, I'm sorry. But technically, I didn't start none of this. I was just trying to mind my own business at that time. And really, it was kind of a douche move though. Now, I say a couple years go by. I'm in fifth grade, feel confident in myself, and that's to say that a new kid rolls around, and of course he wants to. The first day of school, he wants to start something. Oh, he just loved those kids that just start something in the first day of school. Now, I was still a sissy back then, but I tried to make up for it, try to get better at confidence. He was like, this kid had a burger on a I can't remember the stupid toy's name. Fidget spinner, or you want to call those things. He was like, yeah, ew, he didn't wash his hands. Well, one, I did. Two, it was the first day of school. I'm pretty sure we all walked out, brush our teeth, wash our face, ate breakfast. Like, that's normally the thing you want to do. But no, this kid wants to go so far with it, being a jerk. Like, of course, I can take a joke, yeah, but this kid literally just went so far with it that he didn't really have to do that. Like, you can take a joke, man. Like, yeah, like, but why you have to go so far with it? I was just getting annoyed of like his comments about me. Like, I was just trying to mind my own business. He was keep talking about me like I'm doing all this, doing all that. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just minding my own business, waiting for the class to start. Now, usually, I would just cool off and be like, this is over, it's done. But well, yeah, this kid liked to continue over and over again about it. So like, okay, dude, please chill out. And after that, he was like, fine, like, didn't fight, like punch me. Then like I don't know why this was always a thing for me. The kids always want me to fight back, but I never fought back. Never did. In elementary a little bit though. Now this got now like again in 5th grade I got detention multiple times. In that year did my brother get detention more than me, surprisingly, but he was younger than me, so of course it was bound to happen. But anyway, I was like, but I don't want to fight back, man. I'm not that much of a fighter. I don't know really the first thing of fighting, really. At that time, I didn't know the first thing of fighting. So literally, like the teacher, like cool off, light it down. But really, it's this. Why though? I just wish I I had a better start to the day of school. But a couple of days go by in months, and we get a new student. Half the students leave half the students go to new schools. I still get my old friends in my school, so that's fair enough. The new kid rolls around and I try to be friends with him. Now, take this into heart or just a lesson for anyone. Most of the time, if you're still in school, don't really try to talk to everyone you see. Most of them will probably be jerks or just laugh it off. Like, you want to be friends with me? Like, yeah, you seem like a cool person. Now this always happened with me because I always thought I could make friends with new people, like new exchange students, and usually that's always possible, and it's always been for me a little bit. But some of these kids literally cussed, so I was like, why is one of these kids? So I knew something right off the bat. I was probably gonna have problems with him, but I said, none of mine. So, as you can guess, a couple of days go by, and yeah, I start having problems with this kid. Fight after fight. I get in detention because of this kid. And then my friend who has the same name as my brother, that's just calling. Nah, that's not his real name, but you can guess where I'm going with this. Everyone kept on bullying him because literally, everyone thought he was like this weird, raw, annoying. Like, I hated him a lot, but like me, he was like me. He was like one of the only kid. He's one of the only kids in that class like me. And I sound like I'm exaggerating. I'm probably am, but he's like one of the only kids that actually did the same thing as me. I mean, him love drawing with each other. We draw the same things sometimes, and we even test each other who's the better drawer. Me, I stopped drawing after a while. I was done with it. I can probably draw a little bit now, but not as I used to. But after a while, and then I realized my friends was just getting bullied. So I was like, let me stop up here. I might not be the best person to do this, but I stepped up for my friend. Like, dude, leave him alone. He did nothing to you. Like, stop bothering him. Like, what you gonna do about it? Push you back and like do it then. So I had no balls to do it, and I was thinking about this at first, and I strike first. Kids start going at me, and I started going at him. That fight was a draw. Like, literally was a draw. The kid was probably stronger than me, but literally half of the hits literally barely hurt, actually. It felt like weak hits to me. Like, half of them hurt, some of them didn't. At that point, I was like, this guy's probably that weak. But still, the bruises hurt. So I got detention, and I'm like, gonna have to do the work in detention and wait for the school to end. As you can tell, I was really not too happy about this. I just wanted it to be done. Now, after a while, we cool it off. Elementary ends. I go now and I transfer to middle school. Now middle school, that in the other hand, that's to say that I probably got more than like probably got intention like 2 times or 3 times less than elementary, if I'm correct. I might be wrong about that. No, because I mostly got into fights and mostly just chilled around my friends in the cafeteria or in the gym. But most of the time, it was just me being chill. No, most of the kids really never bothered me. That was like the best school year. In my opinion, 6th grade was my best time for the school year. I wasn't really bothered as often. Kids didn't bother me. Kids didn't really want to pick a fight with me. Of course, some hated my guts. Of course, some didn't really like me. But I didn't like them, and I didn't care. So, as long as you didn't bother me, I didn't bother them. Now, I got to see some of my old friends from last year, and I was glad about that. Now, some of the kids I met now in my class, some of them were nice, some of them weren't. You know how it goes. You got 4 classes in middle school that you have to attend, and they're all in a basic schedule. And when I first started, I was so confused with the schedule because I was like, well, how do I, like, where's my class? And I kept on looking at the paper like, wait, is this room 47? Like, I kept on checking every time, and I kept on going through it every single time. At that point, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I ran around the school like 5 times looking for that room, and I found it. Now, at that point, it was just me that was looking for a room, but this was just my first year, so cut me some slack, I guess. The teacher was nice enough to cut me some slack, but they did tell me that at the start of the year, you won't be punished for not knowing where your classroom is. It happens to everyone, but in a couple of days, you're gonna have to start learning where the classrooms are and be there on time. Now every time my old class ended up like gym or lunch ended, I'll always go in the bathroom just chill down for a little bit and then just to get into class and do my thing. Now, how can I put this? Mostly, I didn't really have any enemies in middle school, except for some that just really just had something out for me. I didn't really care for them that much. I just see them as nothing much. Just people just looking at me in a weird way. Maybe because they hate me. Maybe because they're not. Maybe because they're trying to question me sometimes. I don't know. So some of the kids I meet were just really jerks to me, if you can put it in that way. So let's just get to the point here. So the point is, I was really just trying to get through school. You know, just typical, don't care, blah blah blah. Literally listen to what the teacher is saying, go through the work, do this, do that, and then when I'm done, I'm done. Take a break, whatever. Just like take a little nap and then wait for your class to start back up again. Now, I normally did this half of the time just to get some breathing room. I mostly did this in the cafeteria though, when most kids bothered me a lot. Some just hated me because they thought I was weird, or some just didn't really like me because I thought I was strange. And yes, in 6th grade, at that time I stopped being at that time I was I wasn't weird in a way. I was just antisocial at that time. At that time I was really antisocial, but at least I wasn't a sissy. If somebody touched me, I was gonna fight. So I didn't really want to fight. I was gonna fight back. I was cocky. I was also cocky. Well, I didn't really like, but hey, it was me. My friends like prefer this attitude from me. I didn't really talk to anyone that much. Didn't really talk to a lot of people. I just talked to the people I met in my first class. And then things start to turn around. I met new people. I meet new people. You know, just typical. Cause like you're gonna expect that you're probably gonna have a problem or not. But hey, you try to leave it alone. You try to wonder what is their personality like. But it was a kid named Nick. Let's just call him Nick. Nickelodeon. I'm just kidding. But he really hated me in elementary. He really hated me in 4th and 5th. I never talked about him because he didn't really seem that important. But if this ever becomes a sequel, I might tell you about him next. But really, it was all about. But really, we're focusing on the kids that just hated my guts. Like, this kid, like, my father used to stream a lot, and this kid was a fan of my father, so, like, he liked my dad. But really, in middle school, when we got to middle school, like, a lot of kids, some of the kids I remembered, they were in my grade, I think. Some of them were, but some of them weren't but some of them just went down a grade, I think. I couldn't tell. But some of these kids I was actually scared of. Some of them weren't. One always threatened me because he wanted snacks from me all the time. Like, fine, take these. He always kept on asking me for snacks. Cause I was so freaking gullible. So easy to use. At the end, what I'm trying to explain here, at the end, don't be like me if you're around my age and still in middle school. Don't try to get in detention, or what we want to call it. It's not really fun, but it makes up for some pretty funny stories, though. Sadly, this was a little too long, but hopefully y'all enjoyed. And with that, like and subscribe if y'all want, and hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Bye.